My husband humiliated me, Mill laughed. Then my military dad stepped into the room with 2 armed men. The night it happened is etched into my memory like a scar. I can still feel the sting in my chest, the way my cheeks burned with shame, the sound of their laughter echoing in my ears. I thought marriage was supposed to be a safe place, but that evening proved how wrong I was. It started during what was supposed to be a simple family dinner. Daniel, my husband, had invited his mother over. She never liked me, and no matter how hard I tried to win her approval, she always found a way to belittle me. Usually, Daniel sat quietly and let her words pass, but this time, he joined her. When I spilled a glass of water by accident, Daniel sneered, "You're so clumsy, just like always." His mother laughed, loud, mocking, cruel. "What did I tell you, son? You married someone who can't even handle a glass without messing up. No wonder you're so stressed all the time." Their words cut deep, but what broke me wasn't the insult, it was Daniel's smile as he looked at her, not at me. He wasn't defending me, he was humiliating me for her entertainment. I sat frozen, my eyes filling with tears I refused to let fall. My heart screamed, this is the man who promised to protect me. This is the woman who should have embraced me as family. And instead, they made me the joke. But before the laughter could carry on, the front door opened. Dash dash dash. The room fell silent as the sound of heavy boots echoed on the wooden floor. My father walked in, tall, broad-shouldered, his military uniform pressed with sharp lines. His expression was carved from stone, the kind that silences a room before a single word is spoken. And he wasn't alone. 2 armed men in tactical gear followed behind him, their presence commanding immediate respect and fear. My father's eyes moved from me to Daniel, then to my mother-in-law. "What's going on here?" he asked, his voice low but carrying an authority that made the air heavy. Daniel stammered, caught like a child with his hand in the cookie jar. We were just joking. Joking." My father's voice dropped lower, each syllable like a hammer. He turned to me, and his face softened. "Did he humiliate you?" That was all it took. The tears I had been holding back spilled freely. I nodded, my body trembling. My father stepped closer, standing between me and Daniel, towering over him. "You think it's a joke to tear down my daughter? You think it's funny to stand by while your mother ridicules her?" He didn't shout, but the sheer power in his voice made Daniel shrink back in his chair. My mother-in-law, for once, had no words. Her smugness evaporated as she glanced at the armed men, who stood silent but imposing, their hands resting on their belts. Dash dash dash. "I raised my daughter to be strong," my father continued, his voice steady, "but strength doesn't mean she should tolerate disrespect. And I didn't serve my country, sacrifice years of my life, and teach her values of honor, just to watch her be treated like trash in her own home." I covered my face with my hands, sobbing quietly. For the first time in months, maybe years, I felt like someone was standing up for me, protecting me, refusing to let me be small. Daniel's lips moved, trying to find an excuse, but my father didn't let him. "Marriage is a vow," he said firmly. "If you can't respect her, you don't deserve her. And if you, ma'am," he turned sharply to my mother-in-law, "think it's acceptable to laugh while she's humiliated, then you are no mother. You're a bully." The silence that followed was deafening. Dash dash dash. That night, I packed a bag. Daniel tried to stop me, his voice desperate, suddenly realizing what he had to lose. "Please, don't go. I was wrong. I didn't mean it." But my father's words gave me clarity. I looked Daniel in the eyes and said, "You did mean it. And even if you didn't, you allowed it. That's enough." I walked out with my father by my side, the 2 armed men ensuring Daniel and his mother didn't follow. For the first time in years, I felt powerful. Dash dash dash. The weeks that followed were hard. Leaving behind a marriage isn't simple, even when it's broken. There were nights I cried myself to sleep, mornings I questioned whether I had made the right choice. But every time doubt crept in, I remembered the look on Daniel's face when he mocked me, the sound of my mother-in-law's cruel laughter. And I remembered my father's words. I started therapy, joined a support group, and began rebuilding myself from the inside out. Slowly, I stopped blaming myself. Slowly, I realized I deserved more than crumbs of love. I deserved respect, dignity, and kindness. And for the first time, I began to dream about a future that was mine, not tied to pleasing a man who tore me down, or a family that never wanted me. Months later, I stood in front of a group of women at a community center, sharing my story. Many of them had faced similar struggles: humiliation, betrayal, disrespect in their own homes. As I spoke, I saw their heads nod, their eyes brimming with tears. My husband humiliated me, and his mother laughed, I told them. But when my father walked in that room, I realized something: I wasn't powerless. None of us are. We have the right to walk away. We have the right to demand respect. And we have the right to choose ourselves. The applause that followed wasn't just for me, it was for every woman who had survived and risen stronger. Now, when I look back at that night, I don't just remember the humiliation. I remember the turning point. I remember the moment my father reminded me of who I was. And I remember walking away, not broken, but free. Because sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do in the face of betrayal and disrespect is simple: stand tall, walk out, and never look back. And that's exactly what I did.